Hello, welcome to Geeky Hijinks, home of the Mischief Makers, and today it's another competition for Jordan at the Film Worm. Now Jordan's hit 1,000 subscribers, which shouldn't be surprising to anyone because his channel is so good. And I like Jordan, very chilled out, really friendly. You can tell he's a nice guy, love his content. I pretty much watch all his videos. As soon as he drops one, bang on it, and it's just a weekend because always busy on a weekend. But the funny thing, stumbling over my words, talking too fast, damn you orange juice. But Jordan actually is funny because I was watching his videos and I was thinking to myself, this guy is so familiar to me. I don't know what it is. And he literally is identical to a guy I used to serve back in my bar days. He used to come in every Friday. He was a teacher. And teachers love a drink. Don't believe the lies. Literally on a Friday night, teachers will come in their droves for a drink. And they can drink. But he used to come in, this guy, and he wanted a cocktail called an Explosion. I made it up. He wanted me to make up something on the spot. So I literally put in elderflower, Courvoisier, apple juice, lemonade, put it in a little cocktail shaker, mixed it up. And I was doing all the flashy thing. Actually, I can't mix anything. I was literally just doing this with a cocktail shaker. And I was like, voila! And it went over me and the customers and everyone. And that's why it's called the Explosion. So I made it again and held it as it was shaking in my hands. But I made it for this guy every single week. And he just reminds me of Jordan because he was a really nice guy to talk to. And even though I'm not talking to Jordan per se, he just really chilled out and he feels like he's talking to you in a really personal way. So if you haven't subbed to Jordan, make sure he does because he has so much good content from his top 10s, film reviews, TV show reviews, basically anything you want to love about movies, he does. So make sure you check him out. His description's below. And of course, I wear a jumper on like the warmest day of the year. I'm an idiot. I wear a hat when it's warm. I'm not wearing a hat now. Haircut. But it's but yeah. Really warm here today, so if you see a little sweat dripping down my face, it's because I'm wearing a jumper and I could change right now, but I've committed. So, with Jordan, he wants us to name our favourite film franchise and our favourite film within that film franchise. Now, I could have gone really obvious, because I think in my top 10 tag movie genre one, I went Indiana Jones, because that's my favourite franchise, and Last Crusade is my favourite one. And there you go, I could just stop it there and done. But I wanted to think more outside the box of another franchise, sort of tied in with the horror aspect of things because I love my horrors, it's my favourite genre, pretty much what I do on this channel mostly. So I wanted to think of my favourite horror franchise and I have chosen the Final Destination franchise. And that's because I think it gets overlooked quite a bit. Everyone goes to like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saws, nothing wrong with them. Sister loves Nightmare on Elm Street, my uncle loves Friday the 13th. But I've always had a really strong affinity to the Final Destination series. From number one, because I remember my mum telling me about it. I think it came out in, was it 2000 or 99? Because it came out the same year as the first X-Men movie. And I remember this because my mum's birthday came along and I really wanted to watch the X-Men movie, but she went to the cinema and loved Final Destination. And I was looking at the videos in W.H. Smith videos back in the day. But I was looking at both of these thinking, X-Men, Final Destination, X-Men, Final Destination. And I went with X-Men, and I was like, here you go, Mum. And she was like, you basically just bought this for you, but for me. And I was like, no. I felt very guilty. But, yeah, so she explained to me Final Destination, the premise, watched it, and I loved it. But the first one isn't my favourite. It's actually the second one, and they're all good. And they're just dumb fun. But the key word there is fun. Because when I watched them, I can watch them back to back. And I think the fourth one, was it the car racing one, I forget the name of it now, but yeah, I think that's got some great kills, but I think the accident side of things, that's the weakest. But I love the second one because I don't care who you are, if you've seen the second Final Destination film and you're on the motorway driving along and you see a truck going past you and it's got all the logs in the back, and you see those quite a bit, especially in England, you wouldn't think you would, but every time I see one, I'm just like, go to the drive, go back, turn around, get into the left lane, just don't be behind him, overtake him wherever you do, because whenever you see them, you just think of that amazing car crash scene in Final Destination where everyone's on the road and the logs are bouncing off and they're smashing into people and people falling off their motorbikes, people getting decapitated or blown up. I think it's one of the best horror-esque action scenes ever. Because even when you watch that now, you can't admit it's not cool. So, love that scene. Love Tony Todd, who plays the guy that works in the morgue. I think, what's the name of those people? I forget them now. We'll call them morgue guys for now, for the time being, until I can remember it. But I love him. I love the whole thing, like the theories. Is he deaf? Is he a servant of death? Because he knows quite a lot. And whenever Tony Todd scenes come on, they're so cool because he has the coolest voice in history. Why he hasn't been in more horror films? I know he was in Candyman, he was in Hatchet, but he should be in a lot more things. I think he's done a few video games. I'm not too sure which ones, but he should be in a lot more horror films because the guy's a legend. He's a horror legend, in my opinion. But love his scenes. They're only like 2 to 3, 4, 5 minutes long. But when they come on, I love them. And I think the death scenes as well, like from the car crash into when everyone gets picked off. I love the way they change it around. So instead of you getting killed in the sequence, you would have died like in the first one. They've done it back to front. So whoever died last dies first. But the death scenes from the guy that's literally who won the lottery, he climbs down the ladder, he falls, and the thing falls into his eye. And the son, who's in the dentist chair, and you think he's going to choke to death on the chandelier things on the roof, but he actually gets splattered by that pane of glass, which is another amazing practical effect. I watched the making of this film. I loved it that much. It's great. And the guy gets slapped. Basically, all the deaths are amazing. And I like the end as well, like the little twist and how you can cheat death, which leads me to one of the most underrated horror villains of all time. Now, my favorite horror villain or horror character is my dude Sam over my shoulder here, because he's adorable, even if he is killing people. But I think the greatest villain in a horror film is in the Final Destination film, because it's death. No one, you and me, we can't escape death. It's going to catch up with us sometime, but if death's got a plan for you and it needs you to die in that sequence so certain things can unfold in history or for whatever reason, you're going to die. So even if you are saved from the main character's vision, you're still going to, like, you've insulted death, and he was going to make you die in a way that's way worse than the way you would have died. So whether it be in an airplane, in a car crash, the roller coaster one was messed up. I was so close to choosing Freem, because in my opinion, the roller coaster one is an amazing sequence, and the 2 girls that get killed in the sauna, in the tanning salon, that's a horrible death, and they didn't deserve to die that well. I was like, my God, them two girls are quite nice. They didn't deserve to die like that. But yeah, I think the whole, I've lost my train of thought. That's what I was talking about, death. What a lovely Sunday afternoon I'm having. But yeah, I love the fact you don't see death. He's not like a little goofy character of a hood you see in the last film, like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm deaf, bleh. You don't see death at all. That was more like a Dracula impression, when it bleh, than death. But yeah, it's like with death, he's like a little breeze in your hair, a little shadow on the wall. You don't see him. He's just implied, and I love that. I love like the mythos behind death, and the fact that keeps him secret and hidden throughout all the films is great. But yeah, Final Destination is my favorite horror franchise. I love them all. Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So many I like Indiana Jones will always be my favorite trilogy, but I wanted to think a bit outside the box on this one. So Final Destination, it is. And like I said, guys, make sure you subscribe to Jordan at the Filmworm, because he's got a great channel. Nice guy, really chilled out, great personality. I love all his content. Even if he's speaking about something that isn't specifically interesting to me, I'll still watch, because I've found so many films and so many TV shows and things to look out for because of videos like Jordan's. Because I see something, like he done one for, I watched it today, Irreversible, good video as well. Liked what he did there with the back to front thing. I like Memento. But films like that, I've never heard of. But because of Jordan and his videos, it's on my list of things to watch. Like, there's so many. Since I joined the movie community, I was like, I've got my own movies to watch. And I've got like 20 that I didn't even plan for. But yeah, make sure you check out Jordan's channel. It's great, because if you don't, death will come to you. But until next time, stay out of trouble.